Yeah, I know nightclubs are right around the corner, but check this out. This is actually really awesome, and it's really well done. This is coming from Reddit user Colossus, which I'll leave a link to in the description. But this is what a North Yankton full map would look like if it were to ever come to GTA 5 or GTA Online. Now, we always get caught up when we talk about map expansions. We always talk about the obvious cities: Las Venturas, San Fierro, Vice City, whether you go back to Liberty City, some of the older cities that were in other games. But we already have North Yankton from the prologue. Now, if you've ever glitched over there and you've ever driven around, you would know it's not really that polished, really only on the main road, and to an extent, some of the houses and buildings are even good looking. Most of them are just like a flat texture. So if they were to ever add some sort of DLC, that obviously would have to get all cleaned up. But GTA is 5 years old, and I'm sure we've all thought over the last, couple of years that it's getting a little boring. And look, the DLC is coming out every now and then. They obviously always bring life back to the game. I'm expecting this nightlife DLC to get people excited, get people hyped for whatever's in it. But if GTA 6 doesn't come out for quite some time, like a couple of years, then we're going to be going 6, 7, maybe even 8 years in GTA Online on the same map. And with how much money GTA makes and how many people still play it, I think a map expansion would be great for the game because it would give people something new to do. And I think this North Yankton map expansion would be perfect because it's not anything huge. Like, unfortunately, with Las Venturas or San Fierro, yeah, you could make them smaller and compact, but for the most part, those are fairly large, or those would be fairly large map expansions. But this could be pretty cool, and it could give you some different environments. Obviously, this is a snowy area. I believe it's based off of some town in Montana, so we'll get to travel in a second. And another thing in this map, or on this map, you can see it is an island. I don't know if they would do that if they were to ever add any sort of map expansion. I mean, yeah, that's what every GTA game has done with all their maps, but technically Montana is inland. And I seen one cool idea, and they said that it should be surrounded by mountains, kind of like how Red Dead Redemption 1 was. Instead of water, like instead of you just going endlessly into water, there's like really tall mountains that you can't get up. And that would be kind of cool, but unfortunately that sort of negates one of my travel ideas, which I think is really cool. But you can see, let's talk about the map. So you can see the map, there's 3 major cities, and you have this little like strip, maybe little town up at the top, and maybe some scattered buildings around. But for the most part, it doesn't look too big. And I don't know like the scale of this. Like if you put this alongside the Los Santos map, I would imagine maybe it would be the size of like Sandy Shores area. Another thing, because there's obviously not much detail here, I don't know where the main road is from North Yankton we have now. And it doesn't look like there's any sort of graveyard in any of these towns. And obviously that's already in the game. Maybe this DLC could take place 10 years after the prologue, because maybe that stuff's not there. That's how they could explain it. But without getting caught up into too many details, I love the river here. Now maybe you could have that connect with the water instead of just pooling up. Maybe there's a little stream that connects, just so you could theoretically be on a boat and get from one side to the other without having to go all the way around. That's what I didn't like about Los Santos's map. You had to get out of your boat if you wanted to go around, or if you wanted to get to the other side, unless you went around the entire map. But the main point that you're probably going to see is this airport over here, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But that would obviously be one way to get into North Yankton because it is so far away from Los Santos. But you have a lot of open area, and I think that would be cool. Maybe they could add some hills or something. I'm guessing this area would be a mountainous area, and that's obviously awesome. But you have some hilly areas, maybe some fields. I don't know if they would actually make this at like with snow, just because I know some people don't like snow. maybe they do seasons, like a mini season type thing where like every now and then it's snowing, and there's snow everywhere, and then every now and then it's sunny and bright and there's nothing on the ground. But I do like this open area. Now for the main towns, they are a little close to each other, but again, for a small little DLC map expansion, I wouldn't expect anything else. You know, you could have your regular stuff. Maybe some of these buildings are apartments. Maybe instead of apartments, actually, you have some houses. Maybe up here along in these open areas, there's some cabins. You could get, you know, just an idea, throwing some stuff out there to see, you know, if any of you guys like that. But you have your regular buildings, you know, your clothes shop, your ammunition somewhere. You'd have a police station. Maybe they could add, you know, like a bar or a nightclub out here to tie it in. You could have some business. Maybe there's actually new business that could pop up here. I'm not entirely sure what that would be. Maybe some sort of like moonshining thing. I know Montana's not really known for moonshine or anything, but some sort of alcoholic thing, just because I don't believe we have that in the game. That may be a part of the whole air freight stuff, but whatever. Let's talk about how you would actually get here, though, because I think this is a really cool idea. Now, look, it's gonna be free, you would think, because that's what they've done with every other DLC. But to make this more appealing to Rockstar, I put in some things that would definitely upset some people, and it would even upset me. But at the end of the day, this could be something that people work towards. You know, right now, if you have everything, what are you saving your money for? It's always the next DLC. Well, this could be something you work towards. So there would be two ways in my scenario that you could get to North Yankton. One, the airplane. You would go to the airport or the Sandy Shores Airport somewhere. Maybe you even have to have a hangar. I don't know if Rockstar want to do that, but you go to the airport and you would pay a fee to get there. Now, let's say it costs $500,000 each time. If you go there a lot and then you come back, that's $1 million one way, and that's going to add up over time. So you obviously don't want to do that permanently. Well, this is where the yacht comes into play. And this is why I said not to have the whole thing landlocked. Maybe they could like have mountains everywhere, but then they extend this river out so there's like a port. But you would have your yacht. You would have to own a yacht to even get this option. And it would be a permanent one-time, let's say $10 million fee for your captain to allow you to drive, or not drive, but, you know, drive the boat, whatever, to North Yankton. And then you could come back and forth as you want, and it's free. But it is a higher upfront cost. But again, that gives you something to work towards. And I really do like that idea. I think that'd be cool. So you have the option to either permanently buy a ticket, basically, to get to North Yankton and back, or you can just do it whenever you want. Some other people said that it would be cool going back to the jobs. Instead of doing illegal jobs up here, maybe you do more legal ones, because it's a farming area. Maybe you do some, some farming and trucking along some of these roads instead of the illegal stuff. And if they're doing that with the nightclubs and making sort of a legal business, maybe this is the start of that. And look, people like that sort of stuff, so they could totally add that. Maybe that's like a little CEO mission or something that you could throw in there. But anyway, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys think about this concept? And if we were to ever get a map expansion, would North Yankton, do you think, would it even be worth it? Or would you, which is never going to happen, want like a Las Venturas or a San Fierro? I just think, as far as realistic expectations go, this is the map expansion we would get if we were to ever get one, just because it's already in the game. They can just add a few more things, and then it doesn't need to be too big. But anyway, thank you all. Please drop a video like if you did enjoy. Subscribe for more awesome GTA content, and as always, I will see you guys in the next one.